Hello, traveler. Welcome back to 4G1G, and welcome to the finale. Last time, we explored the world of Monster. We mainly talked about how we feel about the story, some of our favorite characters, etc. But today, we face the center of it all. Johan Liebert. Who is he? What shaped him? And why is he so relentlessly, so ruthlessly a monster? As a whole, what does Urasawa actually want us to understand about human identity, free will, and evil? As soon as you finish this podcast, go out and read the manga or watch the anime for yourself, because it's amazing. Let's go.
Okay, so, who wants to go next?
I like Suck. He's a good character.
I think it's pronounced Suk.
And I think you're wrong.
Yeah.
Anyway, I like him a lot. Like, he definitely had a good character arc with how he did start off as more naive at first, you know?
Oh, he's super naive. Oh.
Yeah,
Insanely naive.
he threw about his first murder scene, which, was his boss.
That's so stupid. Why would he do that?
Was that his first big case? Now I think about it.
The first time he's seen a dead body.
Yeah. Yeah, that's usually how it is.
Yeah.
I should know.
Wait.
Anyway.
Wait.
Anyway, moving on. Guys, stay on topic. Stay on topic.
Of course.
But anyway.
This
So,
conversation has nothing to do with work.
so who killed his boss? Wasn't it? Johan?
Johan dressed as his sister, but split personality. And
No, it was a man-
Johan
it was-
killed one of the henchmen, and then Grimmer, who those guys were torturing by pulling out his fingernails with a nail clipper.
That's one of the most horrific torture scenes
They
I've
weren't pulling it out.
ever seen. They had the nail clippers, and he was clipping his nails, and then he went a little further in.
Yeah.
Like it's like that sort of thing.
Too
Where he's
deep.
getting into going too deep, and still,
And
it's still clipping. Yeah. And then while they were doing that, they
weren't
dunked
even-
his face.
I
They
wish
dunked
they had pulled
Grimmer's
out his
face.
nails.
Yeah, they dunked Grimmer's face in the water, and then the door opened. Then Johan, was in disguise, in drag, was there. I just call him Anna. I just call it when he's doing that whole thing Anna because it's easier for me. And it was in between that and like probably about a minute later when Magnificent Steiner came out, and he just. And then Grimmer just reduced those two other guys into pulp.
Grimmer was inspired by the Incredible Hulk, but he doesn't. Instead of turning into a big green monster, he just beats the crap out of
He gets
people.
super strength.
Yeah.
Also, I just find it funny trying to imagine Johan's reaction to this skinny tall guy just wailing on these two
Throwing
other guys.
people around
So he
the room.
shoots one guy, and then and then Johan's like, "Holy crap, I'm leaving now." Well, at least
Oh, yeah, that'd be funny. Like
Animation's really-
picking his way across in the heels.
yeah.
Yeah, oh, I'm leaving now.
Okay, I'm leaving now.
And yeah, so I really like Suk. I'm not sure if he's my absolute favorite character, but like whenever I think about the people I like the most in the story, his face usually pops up.
He's a good kid.
So yeah, he's a good kid. I felt like I wanted to cry with that one part when that sniper kept shooting him.
Oh man.
Yeah, that part's terrifying with
Near the end,
Grimmer.
him and Grimmer. Yeah. And how Grimmer was,
Totally
Yeah.
helpless.
he's totally helpless. He wanted to help,
But he
Suk,
couldn't do
but he
anything.
couldn't do anything. And so that made me feel like I wanted to just shut down Monster and never read it again.
And then to make
Because
them-
I don't know, that just made me feel kind of like horrible inside.
Yeah, well, don't worry. Grimmer killed everyone, so
I know
good.
he did.
Wait.
Like, good for him.
Where was the sniper? Was he like on a roof across or something?
I think
That's what I always thought.
Tenma took care of him. He knocked him out.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So then, because I just kept imagining Grimmer like, so he just like raced up the stairs and just reduced everyone's faces and bodies into hamburger meat or something.
Yeah. What did you think that he like threw the guy out of the window and then he hit the sniper?
I'm kind of yeah. Actually, I thought that he would have like I kind of thought that he just jumped from the window to the roof. Honestly.
Oh, jeez.
I mean,
In perfect long jump mechanics.
we've never seen
with the
him
hang,
actually go
Yeah.
berserk, so it could be it could be what happened for all we know. Also, while we're talking about Suk, I think we said before, that was a garbage move on Johan's part in terms of
I mean,
the
manipulation.
In terms of the manipulation.
I
Yeah,
will never
and-
forget
and-
your reaction with the whole thing when he was washing his face, and he took the wig off.
Yeah.
I was horrified.
Yeah, because when you thought it was Nina,
I was
you
like, oh my god, I gotta ship it.
Yeah, and the worst part, but the worst part is that, as I said before, like given the type of person that Nina is, I'm gonna be honest. I think that her and Suk would actually really get along. It's a shame that Suk would end up getting traumatized every time he looks at her face, though.
Yeah.
And I think a funny part that I read somewhere is that the assumption that you kind of have with is hanging on to this scene of Nina going, in air quotes, Nina going to Anna going to.
Anna. Sorry.
Is that Jurassic Park 3? Yeah.
No.
Anyway, of Anna going to her room is that I'm assuming that some readers would assume there's like some sort of fan service that's about to happen, but then you realize it's the whole thing with Johan, and he has the most evil expression imaginable. And as one comment put it, it's not even because of any big thing that's happening. It's because he's thinking, I can't believe I actually managed to fool those suckers. And also, a safety deposit box key. And all that.
Because he's looking for some other stuff. But that's like, also, I can't believe that worked.
And also, I remember one comment I said this: Johan thinking evil thoughts while shaving his legs in preparation.
Don't even ask me how he figured out how to walk in those very nice shoes.
Well,
that walks in.
as we see in his backstory, practice.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Lots and lots of practice, but high heels are a little different from Mary Jane shoes. So
I'm sorry, Mary Jane shoes.
it's like those like
a Spider-Man thing.
No, it's those doll like black shoes that have like the openings and the strap going across, which goes over the foot. Those are like called Mary Janes.
Oh, I think he was wearing those.
Oh
Yeah, that's what those are called.
Yep.
Huh.
Yeah, okay, can I see?
Just that part where you said it's just like a Spider-Man thing showed us exactly how much you knew about this particular subject.
So like shoes like these?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are nice.
Oh, okay. I when I think of them, I think of the low heel, like the chunky heel ones.
Okay, so
like the ones that little girls wear.
So like these?
Yep.
Yeah,
no, he was wearing those.
Yeah,
when he was a kid,
you're
right?
When he was a kid.
Yeah. So they're kind of different. So he probably just practiced and walked around his apartment.
This is the most European shoe I've ever seen.
I know.
Yeah, but anyway.
Let's see the origin.
Yeah, but Suk, he's a good guy. There was an interesting scene with
Suk is not Johan.
Yeah, Suk. Yeah, not Johan. That was just cruel.
Yeah.
And there's this one really good scene, if you remember correctly. If you remember, let's see, who is he? I think he's a lawyer. Yeah, he's a lawyer guy who's talking to all of the Kinderheim 511 guys. And since Suk still has PTSD from when he got duped by Johan, he still has PTSD from that. And then the whole thing that happened, he's a lot more depressed than usual. He just wants things to go back to normal. So he's just sticking to the script, while the lawyer guy just wants to actually ask them actual questions.
Yep.
So it's a very interesting duo that you didn't expect to see. And the lawyer is fantastic, by the way. I forgot his name.
Is he the guy who was
Wardemann?
I think the guy who's going to defend Tenma when he was in prison?
Yeah.
Wait, is he the guy who went to school with Tenma?
No, that's
Is that the other guy?
That's
the
Dr.
psychologist, right?
That's Dr. Gillian.
Yeah,
the
that's
lawyer
right.
guy.
His dad was a spy, right?
Yeah, over the rainbow.
Oh, right. Okay.
And he's a great character, by the way. And
all these characters are great, man.
Yeah, and he's basically talking to these Kinderheim 511 guys, and they basically keep arguing over how to do it. It's like, Suk is like, come on, we gotta go by the rules. If we don't do that, who knows what's gonna happen? And Wardeman's like, we're not getting any progress this way. If we're going to actually get anyone to agree, if we're gonna get anyone to talk, we gotta be able to actually go off the book. And this is one back and forth they have where Suk just says, in order for us to be able to work, we have to do this by the book. Understand? And Wardemann looks at him and is like, I bet the way you hit on women is by the book too. And then the next panel is just also glaring at the lawyer guy, and you can see an image of Anna Liebert behind him. That was just such a cold. That is
so why did he say that to him?
Because he's getting really annoyed with this young kid trying to tell him what to do, and they're not getting any results.
Huh.
And also, I'm assuming that is it like public knowledge as to what happened, but then again, as to the thing that happened with Suk and Anna, but then again, secret police were coming because there was a safety deposit box key, because there was a very special cassette that had the interview and all that. It's all really complicated. And I remember on that note, one thing that I remember hearing is that you told me is how there's few stories with an antagonist that have such a stranglehold on the entire plot than Johan Liebert.
I think that was a YouTube channel called The Masked Man or something.
Oh, yeah, it's a good channel.
Good anime videos. And he said that Johan has the most severe death grip on the plot that he's ever seen. And yeah, I'm inclined to agree. It affects every single thing. Although I will say that I don't think he knew. I highly doubt that the lawyer knew about the whole thing with Suk and Anna.
Okay.
That was just like a bad. That was just
a bad call.
that was just him insulting him. Yeah, that was just him insulting him, and it just hit way deeper than he would ever know about it.
That's a good point, actually.
Yeah. But anyway, Suk he's a good guy. I think the last time it shows him is at Grimmer's funeral. May he rest in peace. And anyway, I hope he's doing better.
Yeah, another point when I wanted to crawl into a hole.
Oh, wait,
Yeah.
I just remembered. Lunge was kind of mentoring him a little bit at one point when he met him, right? Or in the hospital?
Yeah.
Suk?
Yeah, I think so. He's basically saying that whoever you least want to be guilty, that's your guy. That's your man. Or in his case, still man, but he didn't know that.
Oh, God.
Yeah, he didn't know that.
Yeah, poor guy.
Another favorite is Grimmer, of course.
Oh yeah, I thought you would say Grimmer or Dr. Tenma because they're great.
Yeah, but those are the obvious answers,
That's so. I mean, it's totally fair because.
No one will blame you.
Yeah, but I like Suk, okay?
Yeah,
okay?
okay.
Get off my back!
No one's got a gun to your head.
But yeah, Grimmer, I think he might be a close second. And then there's Tenma. It's like top 3. So.
No shade on Suk or anything like that, but Tenma and Grimmer look like they give great hugs.
Yeah.
Yeah, Suk needs a great hug.
He needs a great hug.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed.
Oh, I think Grimmer might be first. And
Yeah,
then it's like,
yeah.
I want to hug
for sure.
Grimmer.
Yeah, for sure.
And
He's so
then it
good.
might be Suk second. But I don't know. I really wanted to talk about him first.
Yeah, so basically he's like, Grimmer's like, bring it in. And then Suk's like, okay. And then he like out of my way!
No! or so like, watch it! Like careening out of nowhere. Okay, where are we? What are we talking about? Grimmer.
Grimmer.
Yeah, so real quick, I have a gripe. You remember,
A gripe, you say?
I have gripe. Yes, I have gripe.
A gripe.
That came out really clear.
Yeah.
So
I think I kind of know what this is. Go ahead.
what is it?
No, you go ahead.
You first.
I want to hear you say.
So you remember the last town they were in?
Uh-huh.
You remember that girl?
I knew it.
Like this girl, she
leave
was
the
just
mic
saying that
alone.
she was just saying that she wants, like she was literally telling Grimmer this stupid girl. She was just saying, she was basically saying, oh, there aren't any good men anymore. It's basically like saying that to like Tenma, for instance.
Oh no, she's saying that to Grimmer. Tenma wasn't there yet.
No, I mean like Tenma is just like he's kind of perfect, He's a wonderful, wonderful man.
That's right.
So it's like to saying men suck to Tenma. But anyway, she was basically saying that she's looking for a handsome man to whisk her away from that town.
That was a Prince Charming. I think
Prince Charming, same difference.
Yeah.
She was saying that to Grimmer, like to his face. And then she picks Roberto? What?
I think Roberto just put the moves. Just put the moves on her.
I mean,
He's
we see-
ugly.
I do wonder like why. I do wonder why.
I don't
mean, wait.
understand. He's a slime ball.
Yeah, think about like when he played Eva. When rereading it, it was found to be like it's a difficult read because he knew exactly what buttons to push, especially since Eva was in an absolutely horrible situation.
Grimmer wears
But-
flannel. It's like flannel is like really comforting and comfortable.
Yeah, I was just about to
It's
say.
soft.
Then again,
Give you
she
one
didn't have
flannel?
anyone. I don't think she had anyone to compare to aside from her
I like
Tenma
flannel.
obsession. No.
Huh?
Then again, I don't
Talking
think
about,
Eva didn't have anyone to compare to with Roberto after her whole thing with her obsession with Tenma. And then, of course, there was the whole thing where Roberto just struck Eva across the face out of nowhere about the picture because he was looking for the picture of Johan.
I mean, that's bad. That's right. That's terrible.
Yeah, it gets even worse when you realize that after that, she still slept with him, but which is just
wait. After that,
after he like backhanded the crap out of her,
and
he
should have hit her again, knocked some sense back into her.
And then
I think he knocked it out of her.
Yeah, well, that was when she said, "Are you looking for the picture of that little boy?" Well,
she sucks.
Yeah, I know.
She sucks, and I hate her.
Yeah, I mean, she gets better. So, but in
I'd still hit her.
But before, that's like she gets better. But before, she was just
the worst.
We'll talk about when she gets better.
She
because,
ruins a lot of people's lives. And sure, that one guy, that one farmer gardener guy or whatever, he was naive and he shouldn't have been into her. But, she burns the house down. Not in a cool way. Like,
if it makes you feel any better, that was her house she burned
her
down.
house.
And was that her
that
dad's
was
house?
his garden and stuff, though. Like, he took care of that garden.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he'll be able to find him more work. He did a great
I know,
job. And
I
his
know.
wife was
And-
back, so I think everything worked out fine.
And
for him.
yeah.
if his resume says that he works for the Heinemans, who are like stupid, Eva was like stupid rich because of all the alimony that she was getting from her 3 divorces, and I'm assuming that before that director Heineman was rich before he freaking
greedy,
died
'cause he was a greedy rich.
because he was a greedy rich, and he probably just had vaults and vaults of blood money. So the gardener guy, he'll get more work.
So I think you're good. But anyway,
But anyway,
the
go
ownership
back
with
back to Grimmer.
But
So
I'm fired up right now, okay?
Eva
just burns me up. Huh?
I was
like
gonna
that
say,
house.
if you're still fired up, I can start talking about my favorite
Well,
character.
I wanted.
I have a
your
rest
thought.
of a
Yeah.
thought. Can I finish my thought?
Sure.
Okay. Anyway,
we'll get to you in just a moment. Miss.
so anyway, this girl just basically told this to Grimmer about how she wants a Prince Charming, to whisk her out of that town. And I even at that moment, I was like, "Ooh, shit!"
It's the inner shipper, and you
Yeah,
couldn't be
it's the
contained by this
shipper.
freaking dark story.
Yeah, I was gonna say-
I really just wanted to be happy.
This dark, realistic, gritty
little
story
bit.
can't hold down the shipper within you.
Yeah, but then, of course, Urasawa just had to stomp all over my heart because she ended up being killed right in front of Grimmer by Roberto.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't by
Roberto.
Roberto.
Wasn't it by him? He was like,
It was one of his men.
was it?
Yeah, because
Either way.
because he was commanding, because she told Tenma while she was distraught in the street, very reasonably, because the whole situation in the finale is absolutely horrifying, where people are just propping up dead all over the place, and Roberto was like commanding all the gunmen all around the town from his room
I was traumatized
on the phone.
on the phone.
I felt kind of traumatized watching that, and when he it made me think. You know how the Prince Charming carries the girl in the bridal carry?
Oh God! And he's as her in a bridal carry, while she's dead, as he sees, as someone wings him in the shoulder. Someone wings him in the shoulder, and then he goes berserk.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's what that made me think of, and that just made me depressed, and I had to just close
and-
my laptop, step away from the internet for a little while, and touch some grass.
And I think
That's fair.
Grimmer dies right after that too.
And then right
so-
after that, he dies. And then I was just rethinking, like, should I have started reading this?
Of course, yeah. No, of course, it was a great idea. It was my idea.
It was your idea.
Oh, you are the forebringer of her trauma. You and Naoki Urasawa work together to give Sister trauma.
Me and Naoki,
You-
me and Naoki are tight.
Yes, so who's Franz Bonaparte in this case, and who was the other guy who brought forth the trauma?
I can't. I can't claim all the credit. Urasawa is Franz Bonaparte. I'm the creepy guy with the glasses.
So he's Franz Bonaparte, you said?
Oh yeah, Mr.
He's the mastermind.
What,
and then-
what about Mista? What did he do? Isn't he the one that introduced this into our house?
It's like, Franz Bonaparte was primarily, he was primarily inspired by the regime, by like the Nazis and the eugenics. So by definition, that makes Mr. Hitler.
Yes!
Well, that was a
How
fun.
do you feel, Mister?
How you feeling, Hitler?
How am I supposed to
Okay,
But you probably feel a little ashamed, don't you think?
Okay.
Just take all of that without context?
Let's see. What's
You see,
the
that's
gla-
one of the things that we would clip and
Yeah.
animate. That's one of the
by
parts.
definition, yeah. So, what was the
Mista
glasses
had
guy's
something to
name?
say.
I can't remember his name, but yeah, sorry.
He's worse than
Mista.
He's worse than Heinemann. He's horrible. He's so evil.
Yeah.
Keep going. Go ahead.
So
we
I
need
just
to
want
talk
to
about the baby also.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
So,
We're gonna talk about the baby.
Okay, go, Mista. Go.
Okay, so
Go, Hitler.
my favorite character.
That is the last time I hope I hope that is the last time I ever hear those two words within the same sentence.
Sorry, Mista. Whenever you're ready.
How did this happen? Okay,
It was me.
my favorite character is Grimmer.
Oh, yes, that's right.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so it's a good segue. Also, fun fact: Grimmer's wearing a flannel shirt is purple, like the Incredible Hulk in the anime. I don't know if that was I don't know if that was intentional, but I thought it was cool. Go ahead.
That is cool. That's probably
Okay,
that's probably
so-
right.
Something that really, stands out to me for Grimmer is how his background, as far as Kinderheim 511, should, like, his background and everything, and how his personality is now, and how he legitimately can't feel any sort of emotion, and it's only when he becomes the Magnificent Steiner when he basically feels everything all at once and is just absolutely destructive in that state.
Like the Hulk.
Like the Hulk.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think you call him a functioning psychopath.
Yeah, he is by definition a psychopath. He doesn't necessarily like I said, he doesn't necessarily feel emotion, but the fact that he chooses to try and feel positive emotions and just tries to give people those positive emotions that he cannot feel and just give them good experiences to pretty much everybody he passes or talks to. Really, it makes him really distinct from characters like, especially Johan, but even more especially, Roberto, because he and Roberto, they're pretty much the same age. They both went to Kinderheim 511, and they could have, for all we know, they could have even been in the same class.
They met.
They were
Oh
friends.
yeah,
They were
right.
friends.
Because he was Adolf Reinhardt.
Yeah, Adolf Reinhardt was Roberto's real name, and he mainly remembered him because he wanted to be a bug doctor,
Entomologist.
and he wanted to be an entomologist, and he loved having his cup of cocoa every day. And then that's brought up in the last chapter, and it's like really heartbreaking.
Yeah. So essentially, Roberto ends up growing up and becoming a serial killer, right?
and an
then,
absolute menace to society.
Yeah. And then that was before Johan met him, and then Johan ends up meeting him, and he ends up switching his philosophy so that way he ends up becoming Johan's right-hand man and carries out a lot of his dirty work, whereas Grimmer chooses to actually bring, I know it's cliche, but to actually bring positivity wherever he whoever he encounters.
Oh, it's not cliche. It's wonderful.
Yeah, I know. I wasn't saying it's cliche to do. I was just saying the line was cliche for me to say. Just saying bring positivity, whereas it's.
Well,
I know.
none of us are. Oh. Is this on?
Okay, yeah, I think you're good.
None of us are going to say, oh, that's so lame about you saying that. That's nice.
Okay, excellent. So. Yeah, Grimmer's excellent. I already knew he was going to die before I actually started reading it, and why do my favorite characters gotta die?
Oh, this happens every time. Jeez.
Not
It's the
every time.
jinx.
That doesn't happen every time, but it happens to most of them, which is unfortunate.
Sorry.
I thought for sure that Tenma was going to be my favorite character, or Nina, and then
Did you think it would be Johan?
I didn't necessarily think it was going to be Johan, and the reason for that is while Johan is a fascinating character, I wouldn't necessarily put him on my list of favorite characters. He would be my favorite. He'd definitely be my favorite in a list of villains, for instance, but not on my list of favorite characters. Like, for instance, I mentioned a few times how Am is my favorite villain. He's definitely not my favorite character, but he's definitely my favorite villain.
Makes
So
sense.
it's just a different category for that. So, but yeah, for me, it's Grimmer.
Yeah, that makes sense. And Quincy, did you?
You have favorite character?
Yeah. but I'll let Mac go first.
Oh, okay.
Return of the Mac. Okay, so
What's that song?
you know what? Return of the Mac. Return
That's
of the Mac.
an actual.
Oh,
That's an actual.
Lord.
That's an actual song. I might turn it into my ringtone at some point. But anyway,
I kind of love that.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I have to do it. But anyway, so my favorite character I've already said before is Martin.
Who the heck's Martin?
Wait,
I'm joking.
is it Reese? I think that's his last name.
He's gonna clobber you.
Yeah, who shows up in one of my favorite arcs, which is the whole noir. I just call it the Martin arc, honestly, but it's the one that focuses primarily on Eva and the whole thing, and the whole thing with that. And let's see, it's kind of hard to. It's kind of hard to explain why, but I think it's mainly just for one thing how he helps to give Eva a lot of depth, and the whole tragic love story is just so heartbreaking. Honestly, I remember just feeling really like I was kind of shocked by how invested I was. I think it was one specific point where I was just thinking, if Eva can get over Tenma, she should hook up
Get
with
some
this
coffee.
Get
Get some coffee with this nice man.
Yeah, get some coffee with this slightly curmudgeon-y, this kind of a curmudgeon-y
He's like a grandpa.
guy. Yeah, he's like a grandpa who may or may not be homeless, but you don't really know for sure.
I guess the best way to describe him is he's Grungle Stan with a traumatic backstory and just more of a dry sense of humor.
Yeah, and then when you realize like the circumstances
Yeah.
as to what is happening with this, you realize it's just like a total noir thing, and they just accentuate this greatly in some of the stuff I've seen for the anime, which given the fact which looks really beautiful, by the way, they totally nail it. And of course, there's and I think my favorite part about how any of these side characters, but especially for Martin, is how he just ends up getting roped into the overall plot. And when I say getting roped into the overall plot, I mean he gets roped in with the Johan stuff, along with everyone else. I think that's when he meets Tenma in the diner, for one thing, and obviously because he's associated with Eva and the baby and what's his name? Glasses, Chepek. Yeah. Who, as I said before, is without a shadow of a doubt probably the most evil character in the series. It's either him, the baby, or Dr. Heinemann. Which, Heinemann's bad when he's lumped together with two Nazis. Anyway.
You have Nazi, and doctor.
And the doctor, and the director,
the director of the hospital.
Yeah.
And the director of a hospital. But trust me, last guy sucks.
But anyway, so if I remember correctly, the circumstances as to why Eva was going to those parties was so that she could see if Johan was there, right? Because she knew his face, so that she could point him out to Chepek. And Martin's job was to bodyguard her, or as Eva terms it, to provide her with company so that she can boss someone around, and so she can dress them up in suits that Tenma used to wear because she's projecting.
God,
Yeah,
Eva.
yeah.
So basically, he became her Ken doll.
Yes.
And it was
Ken doll.
horrifying.
Kenzo doll.
That's what she was.
Oh.
That's what she was trying to do, but he was just sort of like, I don't understand any of this. I don't like this woman. I don't like this deal. I just don't like working with women in general. This one is totally insufferable. But of course, that runs counter to when they were on the train, and she was saying, "Don't they have any alcohol here?" And then he says, "Like, I don't know. Why should I care? I don't drink." And then she's just like, "Well, why don't you just go get me something?" He's like, I don't really feel like it. But
I don't think I will.
yeah, I think that's what was happening. And then when she was going down the train, there was a guy who was also drinking alcohol, and she just, out of nowhere, just snatched a bottle out of his hand and started slurping it down herself. Then the guy was like, "Hey, what do you think you're doing?" and tried to pick a fight, because some random woman just snatched his booze. And then Martin comes out of nowhere and punches the guy in the face. Don't leave a finger on her. And
that was great.
Yeah.
He does care.
Yeah.
Ship.
Yeah, that was actually going through my. That was
Really?
actually going through my mind. Yeah,
Except it was like a ship horn.
Yeah,
What was it?
Like,
That's not a ship horn.
that's Mike Wazowski.
It was like
Yes, please,
it was a
Mista,
Mike
find
Wazowski
one.
sound. Well, so like a foghorn, like.
Yeah, I can. That would be really funny.
Yeah.
So like
Ship incoming.
so like your thing's like ship, and then in back it's like
yeah, it's like all the little people on the ship on the the poop deck are just like ship, like in Phineas and Ferb with those. It's like that,
Yeah.
and then they get more and more aggressive, like ship.
Yeah. Anyway, and I think the fact that I don't remember when it specifically turns is after the thing with one of my favorite villains in the whole thing, who's what's his name, Christoph, who I honestly not gonna lie. Christoph Smirnoff, I think is his last name.
Is he the young guy?
He's the young guy, yeah. He is basically to a T what I thought Johan was going to be like when Mista told me about him. And after like seeing clips of him, he's played by by awesome voice actor Travis Willingham.
Mustang.
Yeah, Roy Mustang in Full Metal Alchemist. It's a really chilling scene, but really good, like ridiculously good. And I think the fact that so we talked about the differences between Tenma and Johan, but I think that one of the big differences, it kind of reminds me of what we were talking about with My Hero Academia, and how with Tenma, he's just a force of kindness and is just able to spread goodness and kindness everywhere he goes. It's kind of infectious.
It's kind of amazing how Tenma's able to spread all this goodness around. I don't know if he does that with. I don't know if he knows Martin long enough to do that.
Well, I mean, a little bit. He's
bit.
able to impart some wisdom. I mean, since Martin talked to him for like 5 minutes, I was able to do the trick.
Yeah.
Holy cow, Dr. Tenma.
I don't think, I haven't seen that part in the manga because the thing that, like, the place where I was trying to read it, for some reason it omitted those chapters.
That happened to me. That happened to me too. I didn't read it until like months after I.
So I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Okay, we're gonna have to get those volumes from the library in that case.
Because it only
Post haste.
Because the only part that I read was right after he died, like Martin. I don't even know how it happened. So he probably got shot. That's how everybody in this dies.
Okay, great.
Well, unless you're a child and you play the game that Johan taught you.
Oh, yeah. I was just about to get to that, actually.
Johan
so, anyway, so Johan, on the other hand, is just a force of pure corruption, just spreads death everywhere, seemingly for no reason. Like, the whole thing with the orphanage, there was no reason for him to do any of that. He's just road tripping around Europe, making people's lives miserable everywhere.
Wearing the same set of clothes, probably.
Except for when he was cross-dressing.
Except for then.
But anyway...
He actually wore different sets of clothes. He was pretty fashionable in that one. With that case,
As Anna.
Yeah.
And then just as Johan.
And in that respect, he's able to somehow get people who are also capable of spreading, and inspire them to spread evil around as well, with Christoph being one of them, and also, of course, like the neo-Nazis and that sort of thing. And you realize that this dorky prep school Boy Scout guy is about as good as getting into people's heads as Johan is, and like severely, terrifies the bejesus out of Martin, to the point with when Johan walks right past him because he's going to be having a meeting with because Johan's having a meeting with Christoph.
That was terrifying.
That was terrifying. Martin refers to him as the devil, and because he knows the rules that surround Johan, he just tries to look ahead and just don't look at Johan in the face, because he knows that if that happens, he will die. Anyway, Chapek then tells him that since his duty is done and Eva's seen Johan, he can just finish the job and kill Eva.
Also, I think it's a little funny, but I think the reason why Eva was being sent to those parties was because of the fact that she saw Johan's face, so she knew what he looked like, and she would be able to find him, and no strings attached, and introduce him again to Christoph.
And Chapek.
But I think the funny thing is that Johan was out doing his own thing for so long that none of the other Nazis knew what he looked like. So, like, crap, we gotta find somebody who knows what he looks like. Hey, what about that Eva Heinemann lady?
Yeah, exactly. That's how I saw it as well, because they think that Johan is on their side, but Johan is such a loose cannon that they have no idea where he is or what he's doing, so they have to find someone to be able to do things. And of course they think that Christoph is also on their side, and he's just sort of like, yep, I'd be able to help you with anything you want. Just say the word. It's just as long as they get to beat Johan again. And then just imagine Chapek and the baby and all the people is like, yeah, great. but of course they made plans long before in advance. But anyway, another reason why Martin is my favorite character is the fact that he's able to really kickstart Eva's arc of redemption and being and just being less horrible because after she escapes, then he kills all of Chapek's body. It's men who go in to finish the job, basically. He jumps out a window, tries to meet her at the train station, and then with just bad luck, there's just one terrified guy who pointing a gun at Martin and just shoots him and runs for it. Just really freaked out. But right when Martin was about to go to the train station where Eva was waiting.
Yeah, I think the moment happens like the guy is terrified, he's putting the gun at him and he's shaking. And then Martin points his gun at the guy, pulls the trigger, and it's empty. And he's like, crap. And then the guy shoots him in the ribs. And then he's down on the ground and the guy runs away screaming. And then Martin's like, come on. At least go for the head.
Which is actually where the arc starts, with him in the car bleeding, which is another noir thing. But anyway, that leads to Eva finding Kristoff and
well, there's a scene with Tenma first.
Yeah, there's a scene with Tenma, and then
which is really good, and it's freaking sad.
And her buying a gun to kill a demon. It's because she's trying to get revenge for what happened to Martin. Because, well, I really think that she loved him. Honestly, it just breaks my heart.
Yeah.
And that again kicks off her arc. My other favorite character is Nina, but I've talked a lot already, hopefully I don't know when, but hopefully we'll get to talking about the thing with the baby in Turkey.
Oh yeah. Okay. Did you want to go now, Quincy?
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, this plot is basically a road trip around Europe, isn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe that's where Urasawa got it. Maybe he was road tripping around Europe, and he's just like, there's a story in that.
Yeah, probably.
That could be it.
I'm just going to keep this plain and simple. For me, it's Dr. Gillian.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You mentioned that before.
Yeah. I'm mostly impressed that he was able to put aside his frustration with him in his college years
With
to
Tenma?
with Tenma to actually be able to help him when Tenma was on the run. Because remember that one point when the police tasked him with helping them detain Tenma?
During that festival?
Yeah.
That was a good scene.
Oh, that's good. Oh, no, it was like a carnival or something.
Because he thought because he was cheating on an exam in college, and then he saw Tenma looking right at him, and he's like, oh, look at him. He's looking at me. Look at that goody two-shoes. Everyone likes him. He's looking at me with such disdain. Oh, look at him. He knows that I'm cheating, too. What's he going to do? Is he going to hold it over my head for all of eternity? Is he going to tell the teacher? What's he going to do? What does that look mean?
Yeah, I bet he's not cheating. He's like a straight A student. He knows exactly what the crap he's doing. Whereas I don't. I'm cheating. I'm stupid. He's stupid. He's gonna hold himself and he's gonna bargain me.
And so instead of becoming a medical doctor, he became a psychologist.
Yeah, and a dang good one too.
Yeah, I think the reason why was because Tenma became a doctor and he didn't want to see Tenma's face again because then he just feel guilty all the time.
Didn't Tenma say he was cheating?
He was cheating too.
too.
He was cheating too. Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah, so much for that decades long
One-sided hatred.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then how Gillian interpreted Tenma just kind of not saying anything and not really noticing him all that much. Just, he's holding it over. He's going to hold it over me. He thinks he's better than me.
You think you're better than me?
He's going to freaking hold it over my head. He's going to use that as like a bargaining chip for as long as I remember. Then when he's like in trouble with something, he's going to ask me for a favor. And then when it comes down to it, he's just going to, he might tell. He's going to hold that as a hostage. And it's going to be throughout my college years. No, I can't do that. I can't. Long story short, he quit medical school and became a psychologist.
He's gonna tell me. He's gonna tell me. Everyone will know, and then I'll be disgraced, and then I'm gonna die. Yeah, and also another cool scene that happens is first of all, there's a whole thing with the college arc later on where he's basically interviewing a bunch of serial killers and basically asking, and he and Dr. Reichwin, who are friends, become a team. But one thing I see and I want to talk about just because it's want to be stupid.
The guy who shoves a pencil in his ear.
Well, I wasn't gonna talk about that. That was a really good scene, though. But was when that guy told him to go to the place where.
Tells
him to go to the place where he murdered his last victim because that serial killer killed young women mainly, but the most recent victim was an old lady. Was an old lady.
Is that when he got strangled?
Yeah, that's when he got strangled. Yeah, and then Dr. Gillian is recording everything in tape and a cassette player, and he goes to scene of crime, and he goes down to the basement because that's where the serial killer told him to look. And then he looks up and he sees this absolutely terrifying doll. And the first thing that Quincy said, I remember, I think, where did Quincy go?
He went.
I don't know.
Oh, he went to get something.
Yeah.
But first thing that Quincy said when he saw that was, "This doll looks just like my mother."
It's just like the one in Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we were looking at the wiki earlier on the phone, and he showed a picture of that, and that just immediately made me think of that episode of Seinfeld.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, this doll looks exactly like my mother.
Those intrusive thoughts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Or
And
random thoughts, I should say. Impulsive thoughts?
if I remember correctly, I think that serial killer was ordered by Johan to kill that old lady.
Yeah.
It's because that lady was some kind of friend to Dr. to Schuvald. But there was a whole plot that happens in the midpoint, and this is all part to isolate him. But by the way, the Schuvald plot is just ice cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of longer arcs and a lot of mini arcs within the series, which is really impressive, and they stay with the theme and that sort of thing. The Munich arc is a freaking masterpiece.
I like what's her name also.
Lottie?
Lottie. How do
It's
you
a
know
lo-
this name now?
like Lota. It's
yeah,
pronounced
you-
Lota in the dub, which might be how you pronounce it in German, but she just looks and acts like a Lottie.
I like-
Yeah.
I can't-
So we just call her Lottie.
Yeah.
I just like saying Lottie.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like her. She's just so smart, but smart with a heart also. Like not smart like Lunge.
She's basically
Yeah,
Velma. I think
Yeah.
Urasawa barely changed the design for that too.
I did expect her to say jinkies or whatever it is.
She seems like she would
Velma
say that,
says, yeah, right?
She doesn't seem like the type.
And I like how just so supportive she is. She's so nice
Yeah, with
to
Karl.
everyone. And yeah, and I wasn't surprised when it turned out she had a crush on Karl, of course. But I like how she respected how Karl wanted to spend time with his father.
But it's still had.
It's of course, yeah, but she just needs to be patient, And I just really like how instantly she and Nina click.
Yeah.
And they become friends. I think
Yeah.
that was really cute.
I think Nina was there researching stuff about Johan on the computer, which I'm going to be honest, this is like the type of story where everything is just so crazy and so widespread that seeing things that remind you that this is happening in reality, and not just in reality, but in like the mid 90s, kind of catches you off guard. So like seeing stuff like computers and email, and then you have Johan who just feels like some sort of... Hold on a second.
Supernatural demon.
Supernatural demon who's transported from like the medieval
Across space and time.
Across space and time. It just feels so strange to hear about other modern things. And on that note,
Johan jump scare.
when the whole Munich arc, I remember when I was reading it for the first time, and it was right after Schuvald's reader, one of his readers
Killed himself.
Committed suicide, and some student walked up to Karl and Lota, and this was after 40 chapters or I don't know, and who knows how many volumes of not seeing Johan. So then Karl shakes hands with him and says he's an economics major. Next panel, full page picture of I'm Johann Liebert. I study in the School of Law. They're just like, oh crap!
Yeah, and there's also the fact that you're afraid that these two kids, Karl and Lottie, they're like on the chopping block. Everyone who sees
Yeah.
Johan is dead.
Yeah, exactly. And additionally, adds like a twinge to when he's encouraging him, Karl, to admit to Schuvald that he's his son and all of that. Where he's just like, this would be pretty nice if it was anyone but Johan, but there's some sort of other plot going. But then there's like a specific point with when Karl says, I don't know, I think I'm gonna quit my job. There doesn't really seem to be any hope. And it cuts back to Johan with the most disapproving expression on his face that we've seen so far. And he's just like, this freaking kid, I guess I'm gonna have to manipulate someone else. And then Karl says, wait, there actually is one more thing. And then Johan perks back up immediately and is like, oh, really? What is it?
Yeah, that was pretty funny actually. Seeing Johan spending time with people around his age also is kind of funny to watch.
That is my favorite arc, the whole Munich arc, because seeing Johan out in the wild and seeing him, like you said, interacting with normal people who are his age is really interesting to see.
It's bizarre.
And
It is bizarre.
and manipulating people easily, but you don't know what the whole goal is. And then when Karl and his dad reunite, it's a super heartwarming. It's a very, very heartwarming scene. But you can't feel any sort of heartwarming feelings because it's just like Johan's there. What is he up to? These two are on the chopping block, despite how heartwarming all this stuff is. And not to mention they had that Detective Brown guy killed. He's killed earlier, so I don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah. And also, really quickly, what you're talking about with Lottie and Nina, one sad thing is the fact that Lottie was initially was like, hey, Karl, you want to hang out sometime later? And he's like, oh, sorry, I got to help my father out with something. Maybe next time. And then she sees.
I'm gonna catch up with my dad.
I got to catching up with my dad.
Also, Zerg's reaction that I think about isn't too far off because it's actually really heartwarming with him and Karl.
Yeah.
And Lottie, when she sees Nina in the library, the first thing she thinks is, what the heck? She's so pretty. I bet she never has problems like this.
Yeah.
It's like,
You're
I bet she
pretty
doesn't.
too, Lottie.
Yeah, it's like I bet she doesn't have to deal with any problems in her life. And then the reader's all like,
But
Anyway.
yeah, in this case, she was thinking, about the romantic aspects. Like, oh, guys must be falling all around her.
I mean, the last time that happened in one of her first appearance. The last time that happened in her first appearance, and she was at the college, and there was like a guy that one of her girlfriends was introducing him to. Introducing her to. Wasn't was it the whole Secret Admirer thing? There wasn't Johan just lurking in the background, and then she passed out.
Yeah,
Who,
but
Lottie?
the thing,
No,
Nina.
Nina.
The thing I was
Oh, yeah.
thinking of though was the Red Rose Mansion when she said that.
Oh, dude! Oh God! Was that on purpose?
Maybe.
Oh God!
That was really good.
Oh,
that
thank you.
is really-
I'll be here all night.
Oh, that is really good though.
Falling
That
off.
was so crazy that was actually Nina who was in the Red Rose Mansion and not Johan.
I love that twist. By all counts,
Yeah.
by all
I did-
intents and purposes,
I
it should be
didn't-
Nina.
I did not know what was happening. Like, it was like, who is it? Like, which one?
Yeah, we're almost coming up on.
That twist was amazing.
We're almost coming up on 2 hours, so we should probably spend some time to talk about Nina before we close, huh?
Yeah.
And talk about
I
the
have
Turkey
a-
arc.
Yeah, I have a role playing session at 4. So.
Oh, okay, we got time.
Yeah, we do.
Also, just really quickly, the whole party scene where Lottie was like, "Oh, hey, I was gonna go to this party with this with a friend of mine, but since he's not coming, you want to come?" And Nina's like, "I don't really know. I haven't done that kind of thing in a while." And she's like, "No, it'll be great." And then apparently, apparently, I think she also bought Nina so that more guys would hit on her.
So
something like that.
it's like a reverse wingman scenario, like how it's like how with guys apparently you have your dopey friend with you so that you'll be able to look better by comparison. And
Yeah.
with her, I guess she's thought of it sort of like a foil diamond sort of thing, where I guess.
Or I don't know. It could have been more like, if I got Nina with me, more hot guys will come over and we'll invite both of us to drink with them.
That's actually exactly what her plan was.
I know.
And and one thing was that apparently one guy actually started hitting on her, but it turned
Ew.
and later on
He's a
she found
loser.
out. But later on, she found out that not only is he a loser, but Karl actually paid him to show Lottie a good time. Granted, I think he felt bad about not being able to spend time with her, so he just wanted. So he just wanted to be. I think he felt bad about not being able to spend time with
Then
Lottie, so
say that.
he wanted to
Text her.
So he
Or,
wanted to
page her?
make sure that she still had a good
Fax
time.
her.
However, he could not have chosen the worst. He could not have chosen the worst guy with this because he got drunk and we kept trying to get her to dance with him, and then Nina had to do some Aikido moves, and then they had to leave.
He almost broke his freaking shoulder.
That's what,
I mean, the last time
I
she-
bet that's what Lottie wanted to do to Karl.
The last time she
Yeah.
did that, there was the thing with the guy with the garden shears that Johan had sent, and then Johan killed him. And I really like how we just keep bringing up how when the dark ominous shadow fell over him, you can just imagine Johan being like, "I gave you one simple job. You were just supposed to keep her here, and then I would walk up and meet her. You had one job." Well, this makes this next part easier.
Yeah, to be like, It's a shame. I could have used those garden shears, but I'm on a bit of a schedule.
Yeah.
So
bad move on Carl's part.
that was
That was
really
a-
stupid, Karl.
Yeah, but
What were you thinking, Karl?
He was just, does he really have a reputation of thinking?
Karl?
Yeah.
Is he not smart?
No, he's smart. He's just a little. He's a kid in college with
there's a lot in his mind.
Oh,
Yeah.
So he thinks, but he just doesn't think about girls right now.
Yeah, I think.
And he thinks about Lottie enough to pay a friend of his to spend time with her.
But at the moment, I think he's thinking about.
She must have felt so pathetic.
But at the moment, he's currently thinking about having to make up for about 20 or so years of absentee father-son bonding. So,
She didn't
but at
she
the same
didn't
time-
beg him to
I
spend
was gonna-
time with her.
I was gonna say, so it's kind of a
She
thing
took it
of
like a
prior-
champ.
Oh yeah.
Although if it makes you feel better, they're still friends later on, and for all I know, they're together. But I mean, who knows? But I mean, probably.
Smells like delusion.
I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help. Okay.
Help yourself.
Yeah,
Get
I
off me.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like since
joking.
Carl and his dad are going to be
If I was
going
gonna-
around Europe after Johan is out of their lives, I wouldn't be surprised if Carl just asks Lottie, he's like, "Hey, we're going to Prague. Me and my dad, we're going to Prague. You want to come?"
That'd be cute.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that kind of
I'd
makes
read that spin-off.
I mean, that kind of makes
Yeah.
sense.
Man,
also, if I wanted to help myself, I just convinced myself that Grimmer was taking a nap in that chair.
Yeah, if I wanted to help myself, I would just think that it was just Martin just was saying the flesh wound. He's tough as nails anyway. He could take it.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Mista.
I was going to say there's no reason there's as far as Karl and Lotta
Lotta is the German pronunciation, I think.
being together, there's no reason we can't assume that they managed to finally communicate this by at
Probably.
least at some point off screen, at some point later on in the manga or after it's over. They have no reason to assume that they're on good terms afterwards, and there's no reason to assume they won't be romantically together by the end of it.
I just hope he apologizes to her for
Something that idiot.
for ignoring her.
But of course,
I mean, I know he was patching things up with his father at the time, but still, an apology might be in order.
Also, didn't she
for
kind of
sure.
help him figure this whole thing out?
Yeah, she kind of helped. Yeah, she helped him figure out the thing with being able to with his dad. Then Johan stepped in and did a bunch of other stuff. So that might have overshadowed it. Now I think about it.
But guys,
yeah, I mean,
she's just Velma.
she's bougie. No.
Nina is Daphne.
I guess
They're two different people.
I don't know.
Well,
That's kind
But
of
then-
It's kinda
that's kinda
true.
Yeah,
true,
but then
actually.
again, then again,
Velma doesn't
Johan-
get the hot guys. Daphne gets the hot guys.
but-
that's not fair, sister.
Yeah.
I know.
It's like, well, in this instance, she wants to freaking kill the hot guy who's her brother.
I know.
Yeah, that doesn't sound good at all.
Yeah. And
With that Velma and Daphne, the thing is, when I thought about it, I was like, huh, I kind of see it too.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's also real now.
Anyway, so should we talk about Nina a little bit before we close out? Because she's definitely one of the
Yeah.
characters. You were talking about the plot twist about.
That was wild.
Yeah, it's really good.
Like, my heart was actually beating really hard and fast.
Well, it's like the one who saw all those bodies, the one at the Red Rose Mansion, the one who was put in that room was me.
Yeah, and the whole thing with Welcome Home.
Yeah,
That whole scene with her and Johan is one of the best scenes in the series.
Yeah.
and
honestly.
then how she told him about everything
Yeah.
that happened.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And then he told her about it because he thought that it happened to Johan thought it happened to him.
So-
the thing, sorry, go ahead.
Everyone in the Red Rose Mansion died.
Yeah, Franz
And it-
Bonaparte poisoned them all
He
with the
poisoned
red
them
wine.
all. Why was she there?
Because she was supposed to be, she was being shown to them as the perfect heir for the new.
It was like a sort of Lebensborn Aryan race thing because they're trying to make like the perfect super soldier. It's like the most, and basically trying to engineer the most important person who ever lived, who would be able to be the next Hitler, and that sort of thing.
If you try to say well, that's crazy, just remember, sister, it's Nazis.
Yeah,
Right,
and-
yeah, of course.
That's all you need. That's all you need to know.
So it was basically just a whole. So it was basically just a whole bunch of rich white people that were like in the room drinking wine and that sort of thing. They're all like, such a beautiful child. Yes, this is the one in a million.
Well, yeah, not
It's
just
the
So blonde.
the true heir.
not just rich white people, rich white supremacists.
Oh yeah, that's way worse. Yeah, that's
can't
way
forget
worse.
about that last part.
Yeah.
Right, and then the guy was like, a toast to the new what was it, the new
I
one?
was like, us the chosen ones.
Yeah.
Also,
And then
keep in
then
mind-
they drank the wine. Then they all fell one by one, choking on it. And the
Also-
only one who was still standing was Franz Bonaparte.
Also, keep in mind that this was after she'd spent who knows how long in solitary confinement for some reason.
Wait, didn't he say something to Nina?
Yeah, I'll get to that.
Please get to that.
And
Because
there's a
that
good,
is just...
yeah. After that whole thing, Franz Bonaparte apparently took Nina out, and this is one of the last scenes. But this is it hurts. This scene is shown right after Franz Bonaparte is shot in the throat by Roberto, and with Nina's memories, Franz Bonaparte after the whole thing took Nina as like, take you and your brother, get yourselves far, far away from here. You two are two precious treasures, but you mustn't become monsters.
Actually, if I remember correctly, wasn't that when he said humans can become whatever they want, but not you?
You cannot become monsters. Yeah, and the thing that I love is the fact that we see Nina in her life in her life before all this happens. She has two step-parents who she doesn't know that they're her step-parents. She's living a great life at college. She's popular. She's pretty. She's very, very smart. She's very skilled in martial arts. Everybody loves her, and then with all the stuff where she learns about her past, she learns about Johan. Her foster parents got murdered. Her foster parents are murdered. It's heartbreaking. She's has to confront all these things. Basically, she gets tempted in a very similar way that Dr. Tenma gets tempted. Where Dr. Tenma got tempted, saying like, "Are all lives really equal? Are they really?" And Nina basically gets tempted with, "Are you sure?" Gets tempted with, "Are you sure that you're actually a normal girl? Are you sure that you can't become something more?" And there's a great arc. You guys remember the one where she confronts the main guy who killed her parents?
I was just about to bring that up. That was really good. I love that one so much.
Yeah, basically where she confronts that guy who's given a very comfortable life because he got paid off by Johan, and basically she's basically about to kill him, but because of the fact that, by all accounts and purposes, this guy's a terrible person because he killed two innocent people because Johan blackmailed him and his partner because he and the other guy were crooked cops.
Yeah,
and then
drugs.
after that,
Anyway.
the cop and his family were moved to this mansion place. And then when Roberto and his people came up, they were going to, I think they were planning to take him out, or they were going after Nina, who was staking out on the place. But Nina, after a lot, decided to not kill him, which, by all intents and purposes, she has every right to kill him because he's a horrible person who killed her wonderful foster parents. But she let him go, and basically saying that she doesn't want to be like him. She doesn't want to be a cold murderer out of just a cold murderer. And then Roberto finds her, and his men take her, and basically tells the guy like, "Okay, don't worry about all this. I'm gonna take care of it. You just live out your days with your wife and son, and then you'll never see me again." And then basically he's able to live out those days, but then the guy goes back, remembers what Nina said, when he goes back and rescues her, and then he ends up getting shot in the rescue attempt, and we don't know what happens to him afterwards. Most likely he dies, but this kind of thing happens a lot, basically, where Nina is tempted to become the monster. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no place is this more obvious now that I think about it. That's in things that are attempting to bring her over the edge than the turkey arc, in my opinion. It's the thing with the baby.
Oh yes,
which is honestly like my second favorite arc after the Martin arc.
so there's one funny thing. You remember, Sista, when you saw the dress that Nina wore to kind of get into the place?
It wasn't just the dress; it was the whole look, man.
Because she was dressed like a streetwalker. You mean to say?
Scarlet Woman.
Yeah, she was wearing red in the manga,
Yeah.
and it's really. I always thought it was like really funny how when he's like, "Is that Nina? She looks pretty good."
Yeah,
I didn't because Eva showed up.
She did.
because I think this was the chapter after Eva burns her house down. Burns her own house down. I was like, for some reason, I thought that was Eva because she was wearing lipstick, and then went to
And she was smoking a cigarette.
and she was smoking a cigarette, which was extremely un-Nina like. And then went to the next panel. I was like, hold up, and then it went back to the color one, and the rest of the panel was like, that's Nina? How is that Nina? But she looks so
Licentious.
licentious and suggestive. What's up with that?
Yeah.
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 And then, of course, there's the whole plot twist thing. You know, someone else should talk. I've talked long enough for now.
What's the plot? I don't remember.
The plot twist with, you know, that we just talked about, with her actually going through all the Red Rose Mansion crap. And I love saying this. I'll give this stick to someone else so that someone else can talk. I love saying this, but by all intents and purposes, Nina should be the monster, because after all that stuff that she went through, and apparently when she told Johan that she was the one who went through all that, according to her, Johan had like a very, very weird expression where he looked like he was both laughing and crying, both happy and sad at the same
Oh,
time.
yeah, he had a oh crap moment.
Yeah, basically realizing he got off real easy.
He did.
Because, I mean, all the Kinderheim and 511 stuff happened, but that he only did all that because he thought he was the monster. But if he isn't the monster, and if Nina isn't even a monster, then, you know, who's the real monster? And does that mean all the stuff that he did, that he's not justified anymore? So he goes after Franz Bonaparte.
Yeah, because he doesn't know what else to do.
Yeah.
Franz Bonaparte's son. I thought he was a little
puppet guy?
weird.
The puppeteer?
The puppet guy.
That was really
He's
good.
a little-
Yeah.
I think that might be my favorite story. Like my favorite arc. There's something about it. It was creepy, but it was also kind of charming.
That's
And the
German
guy-
puppetry right there.
Yeah, the guy was also weird, but also like very sweet.
He had a weird little crush on
He had a
Nina.
weird little
He
crush on
made a
Nina.
little puppet. He wasn't even being subtle.
No,
I guess
And-
Nina didn't catch it.
I don't know.
Yeah, she had a lot on her mind.
She had a lot in her mind.
Yeah.
I thought it was weird, but also the cutest thing ever. You know. So I'm glad that he had a happy ending. You
Yeah.
know?
And then
He
you
was
get hit
able to
with,
finish the story.
yeah. And then you get hit with the bombshell with, you know, Inspector Lunge. I'm looking for Franz Bonaparte. I understand that you're his son. And we're like, whoa, what?
Where'd you come from?
Yeah,
is
that
this,
was so
the
good.
Matrix?
Yeah.
And there were 3 pen names that Franz Bonaparte
Emil
took on.
Schubert, something Pope,
Klaus Pope.
Klaus Pope, and it was something else.
And something else. And his actual name is, or was Franz Bonaparte one of the names that he put on the book?
No, Franz Bonaparte is his real name.
Or yeah, okay. So he just used all pen names for his books.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, aliases.
Yeah, and that came in though. I can't believe I didn't ask you about that, because the whole, like, they didn't talk to you about that, because that thing with like you said, Franz Bonaparte's son, he's a little weird,
He's a little weirdo.
But
I say that like with affection.
yeah. So I thought that you would. I can't believe I didn't talk to you about that with the whole other ship baiting kind of thing.
Yeah.
like his crush on Nina was just kind of.
It was
obvious.
adorable. Like truly. And I'm glad that he took good care of her.
And do you remember the whole thing when they were going around Prague and having like there was like a festival and they had like ice cream. They were watching other puppet shows.
Him and Nina?
Him, Nina, and Dieter. They were laughing, having fun.
Oh, I can't believe.
And then when you think about where they were from, like one was raised to be one was raised to basically be the devil. The other one was born of an evil man, and then the other one was basically raised to be a copy of the devil.
He didn't have. Wait, you take.
Yeah, actually, all 3 of them were basically kind of
They're
kind
kind
of
of
the same
the same
plot.
kind.
They were all raised
Yeah.
by evil men who tried to turn them into Johan,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it never worked. But it didn't work for any of them.
Because they're all just too good.
Yeah, because the human soul in them was still too good. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I can't believe we haven't. I feel like we haven't talked about
What's
so
his-
much. I can't
what's
believe we
his
haven't
name?
talked about a boy Dieter, or even like the sneaky, or like the sneaky guy who
God,
I can't remember his
this-
name. I can't remember the
Who's
cat
this-
burglar guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the guy with the teeth.
I remember.
And the eyebrow, the teeth and the eyebrows.
Yeah.
I remember when I was reading it at one point, I was practicing drawing. This was like last year, actually, and I was practicing drawing while I was reading it, and I was like, I like the way that guy's eyes look. And I paused reading it to just draw that eye, and I feel pretty reasonably good about that, honestly. I'm still an amateur with drawing, but
His name's Otto Heckel.
Heckle. Yeah,
yeah.
Heckle. That's
Yeah.
a perfect name. That's the perfect name for him.
And
Yeah,
Sneak
he's
thief,
little-
little rat.
Yeah, he's a little sneak thief.
what's the name of Franz Bonaparte's son?
His name
was his name?
is
Also, mark my words.
Yaromir Lipsky. This guy.
Okay.
Yeah, I love that man.
Also, mark my words, Dieter is going to be on the national soccer team for Germany someday. I think we're watching some stuff on the animation on the website that I frequent, Soccer Bro. We're just like,
kid's crazy
he's like,
with the ball.
he's
Crazy
like,
good.
He's like, holy crap, this kid's amazing with that soccer ball.
He's gonna win Germany the World Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's imagine that he was raised to be a monster, but he only became one out on the soccer field.
He only ever wanted to play football.
And his dad
yeah, it's called football.
Yeah,
Right?
we call it soccer
But
here.
we're Americans. We call it soccer.
Yeah.
We call football.
Okay. Anything else to talk about?
I don't know. There's so much to talk
I
about.
feel like we've barely
beautiful.
scratched the surface, and we've been talking for 2 hours. There's so much more I want to talk about, but
Okay, so final point that I want to discuss is the fact that why is Monster? This was made in like the 90s. It's not exactly like I've said before. It's both very, very well known and not very well known.
it was made into an anime in 2004. Dub was released in the late 2000s, like 2009, 2010, along with some other older anime that didn't have dubs before. I think only now it's actually becoming a lot more popular because when you like see clips of it, stuff of it from YouTube or edits and that sort of thing, there's like a lot of people. There's like I'm pretty happy with how many people there are who've watched it and like reading the comments of it. People who are like very emotionally connected to it which I'm surprised by because it's such a dense, complex story with so much going on in terms of like the morals and the themes and all that Joe mainstream audience isn't. I'm personally not really sure if they're ready for that. But then when you see like the different interpretations that people have and it makes them think about it even deeper, you're just like, yep, that's the magic of stories.
Yeah, so basically, when people first get introduced to Monster, as we did, it's Johan. Like, everyone knows how great of a villain he is. Everyone knows that he's terrifying and fantastic. But as we've discussed, it takes more than just a great villain to be able to make a great story. You know what I mean? Like, you can have a fantastic villain, but the story, and that's the villain is the only thing that stands out. But the thing that makes Monster special is that there's so many other elements and there's so many other characters that make this a great story, that make this great. You know what I mean? Like, all of our favorite characters, nobody said Johan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he's a fantastic villain. Everyone knows he's great, but nobody said Johan was their favorite character. And it would be so easy to say that because he's very well done, but if you just focus on Johan, but it's kind of the same thing, like if you just focus on the anime's dark vibes and everything like that, then you wouldn't be able to expand then you expand your horizon and think about like that village that Dr. Tenma saves, or his great relationship with Dieter, or Nina's brief heartwarming friendship with Lottie, and how he gets introduced to Dr. Raikkonen.
Preach.
Or Tenma
Let him cook.
rescuing Dieter, or the whole thing with Tenma saving that police officer's mother who had the hemorrhaging brain, and the guy and the police hemorrhaging brain, and the cop deciding to turn down arresting Tenma and getting a big promotion as a consequence, so that he'd be able to save his mother, and also because Tenma isn't him realizing in that moment Tenma isn't a killer, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Or there's also the thing with Eva and Raikkonen, with her fixing herself, and then this whole thing with Eva and Martin, and then there's the thing we can't believe we didn't touch on. Lunge and Grimmer meet, and they become bros, and they say, "Why don't we grab a beer after this?"
Yeah,
And you say that.
Yeah, or Dieter basically being from having a single meeting with Tenma, and Tenma basically being his dad at this point, just sort of he's doing what the positive version of what Johan was doing, like in that absolutely fantastic rooftop scene. Tomorrow he was able
Tomorrow
to
will be a good day.
Yeah, and just based on that simple line, how he's able to totally flip everything that he's learned from his upbringing and just learned that tomorrow will be a good day. It's
beautiful.
It's
beautiful, man.
just stuff like that. It's beautiful.
Yeah, all jokes aside, all that stuff with the actual, like, contrasting the depraved evil of, like, the Johan, the Nazis, and the serial killers and all that. Just the outright purest humanity that Naoki Urasawa is able to capture is able to capture in this and is able to show, and it will basically perfectly shows like the actual nature of humanity and good and evil, basically. And I think the main thing that he even talks about, and even with Johan, and even with Johan in the end, is that no human, no matter who they are, and no matter who they are, no matter what happens, no human is born with the inherent desire to do evil things. That's like inherently raised. A person has to be like raised and to believe that about themselves, about the society, about everything around them. But humanity inherently, I think, even if for the wrong reasons or whatever, they want to do good and they want to feel that their lives matter. Mm-hmm. And basically, the human desire to do good and the actual human life, which is a human life, can go any direction that it wants to. Like, it could be great one day, bad the next, but they just decide where they go. And because of that, and it's even with Johan, after he learns that he's not the monster, he doesn't know what to do with his life. But Dr. Tenma, he knows he's a doctor and that he saves people. And after Johan is shot, he still saves him, because even despite all the horrible stuff that Johan did, because he's a human being, his life still matters. And basically, with all the stuff that happened beforehand, that's what makes Tenma's decision not only to save Johan after he gets shot in the finale, and not only does that make it show, that he was right with that, but it also shows that despite all the horrible stuff that Johan ended up doing because Tenma saved him, he was still right in that regard, because after all that stuff, human life, no matter who they are or what they do, human life still inherently matters.
And no one really wants to die.
And that's why I love the story.
Yeah, no one really wants to die. And that was beautiful.
Thanks.
Second, and also, it's even crazier when you realize that this guy, that this story, like, Urasawa doesn't use story structure. He's a pantser, isn't he? Like, he makes a lot of this stuff up as he goes. Like, you can see he's got an overarching plan, of course, but he's even admitted that he just makes up a lot of the stuff as he goes along. And with, like, the mini arcs and that sort of thing, that's evident. But it just all feels so cohesive and like perfect that it's kind of unbelievable. And the fact that we're able to bring up all of the stuff that happens throughout the story, and it's all a part of just one, like I said, cohesive glue web, and the glue being the theme and all that. It's just amazing. Same thing with like 20th Century Boys.
But we'll get to that. We'll get to that some other time.
But that is another story.
Well, I'm gonna go get Mista so we can close.
Yeah, no, I got it. You can just read this story here. It's by this guy. It's hold on a second. It's this dude, this fella. Hold on, just a moment. Here we go. Emil Sabe. I've never seen anything like that before. Just check it out.
Oh yeah.
And if your brain breaks, that's fine.
Yeah. It's pretty good. Human beings can become anything. It's pretty good. Okay, so question: do you think Lunge does the I am a woman thing on the first date or the second date?
I think he does it before the first date.
I think he would do it before the first date, and then he'd realize, I'm way in over my head, because there's more to a woman than just what you read in a book.
Yeah.
So
I feel like he'd still like read up on the girl though.
Yeah, he would.
So there's a difference between doing that and actually knowing the person.
Yeah, but it's like it was probably the 70s or 60s or something when he
yearbook stalking.
Yearbook stalking, or like dating his future wife, or just dating a girl or something like that. So you can't really learn much about a person other than word of mouth or talking to them.
As he says, my sources tell me that blankety blank about her.
My sources tell me that you enjoy ballet dancing. Well, no, I hate that. I do soccer.
Yeah. What? I hate what? Who told you that? I hate ballet. I hate dancing. I play soccer.
It's time to remove some sources from my quota.
Do you believe everything you hear about me?
Of course, of course not.
I'm
Of course not. It was just some movements that I heard. It was just some movements that I heard. That's all. I'm just doing the weird
Some
thing.
rumors. Are you okay?
It's fine.
You have arthritis or something?
No, it's something for the computer in my head, as I call it.
A computer in your head?
Computer in my head.
Yeah, it's like yes.
Yes.
Seems my sources were wrong too. So can we just like finish up in silence and just eat or something?
No, we must talk. We must talk in order to log the information. I mean, to get to know each other.
I suppose him telling someone that's not in the know that he's inputting information into his mind computer, as he puts it, it sounds completely insane. If I were him, I would just explain it away as being spastic arthritis or something. That sounds more believable.
Spasm. That's gonna be like, what's that you doing with your hand? Spasm.
Prolonged spasm.
Prolonged
The doctor says it's incurable.
And then like if you have your hand, and then if you like have your hand down by the leg of the chair to be able to cover it up, he's like, what's that tapping sound? It's like, mice.
So
Does it without missing a beat.
is this Lunge on a date?
Lunge
Yeah.
on a date, yeah.
Maybe remember with the I am a woman thing.
Okay, so I just have to be able. How in God's name is he able to land a second date? Only if she's like intrigued.
Yeah, only then. That's pretty funny. Only if she's intrigued. But it would be funny if she's like, oh man, I left my lipstick. And then he's like, I expect this is your shade. Give me the exact shade.
Yeah, the shade and the company name.
So it would be that kind of thing. And then when he orders the dinner, it's like steak medium rare with mashed potatoes on the side for both of us. Your favorite, right?
How did you know?
I have my sources.
Oh. Oh, well, okay.
Let's do the hand thing again.
Cool.
Man, imagine what happens when he gets when he gets the bill and he's just able to calculate all of the food that they've had, food and drinks that they've had, and then the bill arrives and it's exactly that. So like the steak was so and so dollars, the wine was this amount of dollars, the potatoes were so and so, the Brussels sprouts blah 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 blah, and then like here's your bill, and it's just I like to have my money. I like to have the money out before they get. I like to have the money out before they get the check.
Well, okay. Well, okay. That's quite responsible.
Ding, ding, ding. And the specific, the exact amount of change too.
Huh. Well, do you always bring coins?
It's for the exact amount of change.
Oh.
So-
Exact amount?
Yes.
Why you brought a calculator on our date?
You could say that.
Let's imagine if she says like, well, what if someone pickpockets you? No one's going to pickpocket me.
Well, what if someone pickpockets you?
No one's going to pickpocket me.
But what if they do?
They won't. So like imagine that they're going somewhere and then the guy tries to pickpocket him. And what's your name? I recognize your faces from the police station. If you give me my wallet back, then I'll be. Then
If you give me my coins back.
If you give me my coins back, then I will assume that we are even.
Hey, listen, man, I don't want any problems.
Give me your wallet.
What
I'll
would you
give me your wallet.
Okay, and he's like, what would he like flash his piece or something?
That would be
It's just-
funny.
yeah,
If he
give-
lifts
give-
his shirt.
I said, give me your wallet.
Okay,
And then while he's holding his arm, he does the hand thing.
oh, that's terrifying.
What's his first name? Lunge's?
I'll take my wallet.
Heinrich.
Here's yours.
Hi, Heinrich. Can we get going?
Also have a happy birthday in 2 months. Also maybe say actually maybe we're better like. Also, I see you've just turned 23. Stay off the streets. Stay off the streets and get back in school.
Okay. That's Tem.
What the heck was that?
He tried to pickpocket me.
I saw that, but what was that?
I had to get his name.
Oh.
If he does any other crimes, then I'll know who it is. I recognize his streak now.
Okay, take me home.
That's Lunge's version of helping someone.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so we were just stalling while we were waiting for you to get back. So, Monster. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's very different from The Fugitive.
Yeah.
You should read it. Watch it. Whatever, man.
Yeah. I mean, we've spoiled a great deal of it if you haven't, but you should do it anyway.
Do it anyway. Just watch it. Read it.
Masterpiece.
I knew the majority of who died in the manga before I even read it, and I was able to read it just fine
except
and
for
still
that
be
one girl.
surprised.
See,
for that-
Sister
It's still being
spoiled
pain.
herself, and she was fine.
No, you guys told me what happened.
yeah.
Crap, we were stupid, and she was fine.
Except for the thing with that girl.
The girl in
town.
the town? Yeah, the Turkish town?
Yeah,
That's different, though. I don't even remember her name.
Oh, okay. Was it Turkish or Czech?
What, you mean
Thought
the
it
Franz
was-
Bonaparte town?
Yeah.
I think it was Czech.
Okay.
Oh. Well,
Turkey-
someone better check that.
On
Come
that,
on, man.
so I think on that we'll end.
Oh, yeah, well, and then that.
Okay, so so I guess we'll just say see you guys later.
Yep.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning in.
Holy Goodbye.
Farewell. I can't remember the lyrics. Yeah.
And that's a wrap on our monster finale. Somehow we made out alive. Comment section dwellers, what was your favorite part of these past 2 episodes, and would you consider reading Monster? If you already have, then we salute you. Now, without further ado, we're switching from serial killers to Santa Claus. On December 18, part 1 of our Christmas episode drops. We're talking the meaning of Christmas, our favorite holiday movies, what makes a Christmas movie actually good, and which one deserves a lump of coal. Make sure you're following on all platforms so you don't miss either one, and drop a like to show you care. See you next week.